welcome to more exciting coverage of the 2015 Audi R8 LMS Cup. After an explosive start to the series in China, we are here in Korea for rounds 3 and 4 of the championship. It's a busy weekend for Audi with the teams racing not only here in Asia, but also at the legendary Nürburgring 24 Hours race in Germany. So we will be keeping a close eye on the events there as well. And also in today's show, a newfound celebrity status of Korean racing star and local hero KOU. And a driver's eye look at the Korean International Circuit, and we'll have all the action from both races here, of course. But first, before a quick look back at the season opener in Zhuhai, China, here are some sights and sounds from beautiful South Korea.
Rahel Frey started from pole position in round 1, having won the Cup's first ever Super Pole shootout in qualifying, but she locked up into the first turn, allowing Alex Yeongam to sneak by on the inside and into the lead. Newcomer Aditya Patel was pushing Frey hard for second and nearly went by her at one stage by using his push to pass, but in the end, he just ran out of time. Up front though, reigning champion Alex Yeongam opened his title defence in fine form with victory. Second went to Rahel Frey and third on his Cup debut, Aditya Patel. The field got in position for the Cup's first ever standing start, but sawdust had been placed on the track in earlier unrelated sessions. All 20 cars got away cleanly first time and the crowd held their breath watching the action into the first turn. Alex Yeongam held onto the lead with Marchi Lee in second, barely ahead of Thomas Fjordbach after the Danes' great start, but there was contact between them and Marchi was forced wide and he slipped down the order. Further back, Alex Au and KOU had a great battle as the track continued to spray up plenty of dirt and sawdust. Several cars peeled off into the pits and moments later the race was red flagged due to the conditions of the circuit. According to the regulations, with fewer than 50% of laps completed, no points were awarded. So here's how they stand after the first race weekend. Reigning champion Alex Yeongam sits on top of the point standings with 25 points, clear of Rahel Frey, Aditya Patel, Marchi Lee and Frankie Cheng.
Now, Korean driver KOU is in his 4th season with the Cup, but he's recently found fame off the track as well as on it. Our reporter Mark Dwyer has more.
Last year at this circuit in the second race of the season, KOU started from the back of the grid and stormed all the way up to 4th with a sensational drive, to the delight of the home fans. But since becoming host of Top Gear Korea at the beginning of this year, his celebrity status has soared.
My life has totally changed. Even when I'm just walking on the street, fans will come up to me and ask to take a photo. Sometimes when I go to restaurants, the owners will refuse to accept my money because they're fans of mine.
As well as his extensive driving commitments, KO now actually hosts 2 car shows, Top Gear Korea and another one called The Bunker, which is about customizing cars. And in fact, his new TV roles have elevated his fame to such an extent here that when he introduced 2 new Audi car models at a show recently, he was absolutely mobbed by fans. Some of those fans have set up tribute pages online, showing his busy new life both on and off the track. KO says it's been difficult finding a balance between all his commitments, but his manager says that's not the only balancing act he has to cope with.
He has a very hot mind, but also at the same time a hot temper as well. He's always 100% just go, go, go. But my job is I need to calm him down a little bit. So it's the good mixture, I guess, KO and myself as a big brother.
Given Korea's celebrity culture, KO is now almost bigger than the sport itself. But by attracting more fans to the circuit, he's using his fame to help grow motorsport in Korea.
My country still has a long way to go, but I hope the world can put more attention on Korean race car drivers and support us. I hope motor racing can be one of the most famous sports in Korea.
While we're here in Korea, 4 of the Cup's drivers in this season are currently in Germany, preparing to become the first Asian Audi team to tackle the legendary Nürburgring 24 Hours race. They will be speeding around the 25-kilometer circuit known as the Green Hell. They've also recorded some messages for the rest of the field back here in Korea. Let's see what they had to say.
Welcome to the 24-hour race on the Nürburgring, the famous race here in Germany, and it's also called the Green Hell. We are standing here with all of the drivers who are participating for the first time in an all-Asian team, and all these drivers have been also driving during the Audi R8 LMS Cup.
This is probably the most difficult race in the world by far. It's 25 kilometers, 100 turns or something. And the weather changes all the time. That's another challenging aspect about this race, is that you can be bright and sunny 1 minute and you can drive around to the back of the circuit and it can be snowing. It makes it very challenging.
Archie, do you know all the 100 corners by heart?
I hope so by now, because we have a very big preparation race, and we're looking forward for this weekend.
First of all, I feel really glad to be with the team. We actually did a training course before we went into the actual race. We did 1 day in a shuttle bus where we need to follow instructor, and they will point out the different corners in the track which we need to pay special attention.
So out of more than 150 vehicles, we qualified actually within the top 40. So that's a really, really great achievement. So Frankie, for tomorrow, what's our strategy?
Our strategy obviously finishing the race, and I do believe that with 4 of us working together smoothly and the car performing very well, we should have a very promising result.
Before we get to the race action here in Korea, let's take a quick look at this 5.6 kilometer circuit through the eyes of the Cup's first Indian driver, Aditya Patel.
Hi, I'm Aditya Patel. We're here at the Korea International Circuit. The circuit itself is one of the longest circuits in Asia. It's 5.6 kilometers long, and it's so much fun because it's got corners, fast corners, medium corners, slow corners leading into each other one after the other. I'm really looking forward to racing here because it's my first weekend here at the circuit. So why don't you guys come with me and I'll take you for a lap around the tracks. Alright, so here we are at the Korea International Circuit, heading down the start-finish straight, braking hard for turn 1. It's one of the few hard braking points on the circuit. You come out of turn 1, get on the push to pass through turn 2, pass left-hander there, onto the long straight, the longest straight on this circuit of course, but it's got walls on both sides, so it's very tricky. Try and keep the car within the walls, that's important, try not to crash it here. Turn into the right-hander, turn 3, try not to use too much curb over turn 3, use all the width of the track coming out. 4, 5 and 6 are strung into each other, so it's very important to line yourself up 1 corner ahead for these corners. And when you come out of 6, you're going up a hill, so it's a good place to use the push to pass again. Now we head into turn 11, which is a long left-hander. Very important to carry as much speed as you can through turn 11, up a little bit of a hill into 12, which is a right-hander. Easy to make mistakes because it's off camber. Very important to keep all 4 wheels on the track. And 15 is important to brake really hard, really late, down into 2nd. Accelerate as early as you can coming out. Use all the width on 16 into 17. 17 is a fast, long right-hander. And your cue to get on the power is under the gantry. Down the straight, push to pass again, and across the finish line.
Thanks, Aditya. Now, before checking out all the highlights from the first race of the weekend on this exciting track, let's go back to our reporter Mark Dwyer for details of the qualifying session.
Well, new for this season is the qualifying session Super Pole shootout, which means that the top 8 drivers from that first 15-minute qualifying session then get the chance to set 1 single lap. That determines the top 8 spots on the grid. They're going out behind me, as you can see. Well, it was a tremendously exciting qualifying shootout session there. J.K. Vinay, second last to go, set the quickest time. Rahel Fry had 1 chance to beat him, and she couldn't quite do it, less than 0.3 of a second behind him. So she starts second behind J.K. Vinay with Aditya Patel in third. Should all be set up nicely for a fantastic race.
We've heard the top three, so in fourth position, it's KOU, the local driver, ahead of a fellow local driver, Andrew Kim. And it's Thomas Fjellbach, Stefano Matesi, Rio Fukuda, Alex Au and Jeffrey Lee. Behind them, Miles Moroney on debut, Ashraf Diwal, Kimmy Chin, Jake Parsons, Daniel Bilski, Jackie Young, Sam Locke and Jed Tsai. Coming up for a start, it's fairly clean as they come to the line. Teams are spreading out further back. It's a drag race down to turn one. Will Rahel Frey manage to get around the outside of JK? No, but further back, brake lock up going into the turn. I wonder what that's done on the exit. So Vernay is first, Rahel Frey is second. Behind them, Thomas Fjellbach's made the most of that start to move into position number 3, and then behind them it's Rio Fukuda, by the looks of it, and Aditya Patel. Now, in fact, Patel's gone further back. That's KOU. Now, Stefano Matesi's just whacked the wall. That's a big hit. You see the splitter come out. There's carbon fibre shards everywhere. Now, that'll have to bring out a safety car. Let's take a look back at the replay and see just midfield back there. Stefano Matesi tweaks left and then comes across right and strikes both walls. A lot of damage to the car and frustration. But what's interesting there is that's Aditya Patel way back further in the field. Safety car, there's the flag, so the field's under control of the safety car. Vernay will have control of the restart. Immediately behind him is Rahel Frey, and there's a little bit of jostling position further back. So we come back to the restart, into turn 1. Fjordbach moves to look up the inside there, Rahel Frey. Further back, Kimmy Chin's working his way forward. Smoke now out of the back of Rahel Frey's car. Immediately behind, KOU is looking for a way past, but Rahel Frey's doing everything in her power to make sure she keeps the Korean driver behind her, protecting that line as she continues on into this race. Korean drivers are now positions 4 and 5, and KOU's looking to make that position number 3 and get himself onto the podium. Just see out the front there of Rahel Frey's car. There is KOU taking position. There are major dramas there with Rahel Frey, and yes, she's going to be forced into the pit lane. That's getting worse, so the Absolute mechanics are racing to her aid, and that looks like almost certainly the end of the race for her. So up front, JK continues to lead. Thomas Fjordbach moved into position number 2. And that is KOU, the local driver, the star, in position number 3. So Fjordbach comes through. Then it's Andrew Kim, another of the local drivers. KOU's gone missing. So something's gone on there somewhere along the line. And it's Kimmy Chin here battling hard with Alex Au. Alex Au takes a look up the inside. Contact! Oh, that was almost inevitable. A turn like that, he just dived up the inside and Kimmy didn't see him and Au spun him around. That's allowed Ashraf Diwal now to close in on the rear of Alex Au. You could see sparks from the rear of his car, and obviously that was Diwal getting hard on the brakes to try and avoid any potential incident. Alex Au travelling very slowly. That's Jeffrey Lee in the J-Fly Racing Audi taking position away, and Aditya Patel recovering from that opening lap incident. You can see them moving through. Alex Au will be forced into the pits. That'll be the end of the race for him. Now that's Aditya Patel moving his way into 6th position past Jeffrey Lee, recovering from 16th after the safety car. This is the end of the race and a fantastic victory for JK Vernay on debut. Fjordbach finishes 2nd, and 3rd across the line, local driver Andrew Kim.
The car was really good. I really enjoyed driving this R8. It's pretty cool and I love this track, so I had really a lot of fun.
So victory to Jean-Carl Vernay on debut ahead of Thomas Fjordbach, but positions have changed as the result of a stewards hearing, with Andrew Kim, Ashraf Diwal and Kimmy Chin given 30-second time penalties for issues earlier in the race, and that elevates Rio Fukuda up to position number 3. 4th place, of course, Aditya Patel, Kimmy Chin further down the order from Sam Locke, Jed Tsai and Alex Au.
After the exciting result here in Korea, let's head over to Germany to see how our Audi drivers are getting on in their 24-hour battle at the iconic Nürburgring.
The atmosphere is absolutely amazing. If you see that around about 200,000 people are camping here, they're coming for a whole week to celebrate. It's a festival and it's a 24-hour race together.
I think it's actually good to have so many spectators because it means this is a really important and really big race.
at night, and Margie just came back from a stint.
Yes.
The weather conditions have changed outside.
To be honest, racing for 20-something years, and I never thought that is so insane. But you know, I did a good lap time at night.
We cross fingers for Sean now, who's in the car.
I hope so.
While the Asian Audi team over in Germany really experiencing the challenges and excitement that the famous Nürburgring has to offer. But back here in Korea, time to take a look at round 4 of the Audi R8 LMS Cup.
So the starting grid for round 4 of Audi R8 LMS Cup. Jean-Carl Vernet will start from pole position, from Andrew Kim, Thomas Fjellbach, KOU, Miles Moroney and Aditya Patel. Further back we see Daniel Bilski, Jackie Young, Sam Locke and Jed Tsai. Rahel Frey is the point of interest here. She has to charge through to get to the front from 15th on the grid. Round 4 of the Audi R8 LMS Cup from Korea International Circuit's about to get underway. Standing start this time, the second one in the series' 4 years history. You can see Jean-Carl Vernet, a lot of wheel spin. Thomas Fjordbach we're on board with now. The young Dane has moved through into the lead from position number 3 on the grid. Contact a little bit further back. That's the 2 Korean drivers. KOU has just tagged the rear of Andrew Kim and tapped him into a spin. He's sideways across the circuit on the exit of turn 1. It's called mayhem further back for the AM-class drivers. So it's Fjordbach leading. Vernet immediately behind. Now we go on board with Rahel Frey from 15th on the grid. She's got a work cut out for a straight around Sam Locke. Up beside Jackie Young. Now she has Daniel Bilski in her sights. He started position 10, so she's about to move into 10th. She's taken that position away alongside Kimmy Chin now. Just up inside. Oh, she had to avoid Andrew Kim sideways across the circuit. Tucks in under the rear wing of Jeffrey Lee. Back at the front, it's Fjordbach holding position from Vernet. Vernet is looking to go around the outside into turn 4, but there's been contact further back. That's Rio Fukuda in the Marchi Lee car. As Vernet runs very deep under brakes, runs off the circuit, but he's straight onto the push to pass. That has allowed Fjordbach to move further up the field. You see the ailing Rio Fukuda car, the double duck car of Marchi Lee. That's frustration for them. He'll be out. There's Ashraf Diwal in position, looking to move forward, the AM-class driver. And that's Andrew Kim's car in the pits as a result of that first lap spin. And now Rio Fukuda brings the Marchi Lee car in to retirement. Up front, it's Fjordbach, it's Vernet, it's Aditya Patel who's doing very well, and the American Miles Moroney has moved into position number 4. And that's KOU working up. The fans, the local fans love him, and they're very happy to see him moving up the order. Ahead of him, Patel and Moroney are battling over position number 3. It looks like Moroney's going to go around the outside of Patel down into turn 3 and take the position away. KOU getting ever closer. So too, Jean-Carl Vernet. Is he going to take a position? He's going to have a look up the inside of Fjordbach. Contact! There's been contact. That's spun the race leader around. That's not going to work too well for the young Dane. He was hoping to walk away from this weekend with a big haul of points. Looking at onboard from Fjordbach, you can see he's taken the line, completely unaware that Jean-Carl Vernet has gone down the inside and there's been contact. Now that's Rahel Frey moving away up into the top 5. She's taken advantage of that off. And Miles Moroney has now gone around. He's had a spin a couple of corners before the end of the lap. There's frustration for the American. It moved up as high as 3rd position, and Kimmy Chin's in trouble. That's disappointment for the Chinese driver after an off in practice on Friday. So that's a tough end to his weekend. But up front, Vernet is holding the lead. Patel is under fire now from KOU. He's going to take the position away through turn 2. And Rahel Frey's now up to 4th position. She's moved herself well into contention. Amazing drive off 15th of the grid. Is she going to move further forward? Patel is looking to mount an assault. No, he's run wide. He's going to lose position now to Rahel Frey. She's got some push to pass. She's going to outdrive the Indian driver, go around the outside and take another position. She's up to 3rd. That's an amazing run. Can she get any higher than that? She's closing in now on KOU. She's going to take another position. She's clearly kept some push to pass until late in the race. This is an amazing drive. All the way up from 15th to a potential podium position. Could it be victory? The laps are running out. Is she going to be able to get past Jean-Carl Vernet? No, he's going to get to the line ahead of her. So Vernet crosses the line thinking he's completed the perfect weekend. He was unaware, however, that there was an investigation into his contact with Fjordbach earlier in the race. Stewards did look at the incident and imposed a 30-second penalty, handing Rahel Frey an incredible comeback victory.
It's really good for the points. So it compromises a bit my DNF from yesterday. So it's really cool and I'm really happy. Thanks again to the mechanics.
Today is a very good job. It's very happy. I'm so happy about it.
So an amazing victory to Rahel Frey from 15th on the grid. KOU, a great result for the local driver to be on position 2. Aditya Patel, valuable points, P3, ahead of Jeffrey Lee and the recovering Thomas Fjordbach. 8th position for leading M-Class driver Ashraf Diwal. Daniel Bilski back on the podium, and Jackie Jung too, a great result for him too. So after round 4 of the championship, it's Rahel Frey on top of the point standings with 44 points from Aditya Patel on 42. Thomas Fjordbach recovers to take 3rd position, up to 36 points. And JK Verne, 32, just ahead of round 1 winner Alex Jung.
Well, that's it for the weekend and all the action from here in Korea. But before we go, let's head to Germany one more time to see how Audi's Asian team did in their first Nürburgring 24 hours race.
Walk is great, you know. First time here, all of us together, racing together. So, yeah, pretty happy.
It's very difficult to describe. 24 hours race to finish is a tough one.
I trusted my teammate and I trusted my engineer, my mechanic. The car has never been a problem.
After 24 hours of intense racing, the first all-Asian Audi team crossed the finish line in 12th position. A fantastic result in a field of over 150 cars.
Well, after this incredible weekend of racing for Audi in Asia and in Europe, next up the Audi R8 LMS Cup is heading to Taiwan for the very first time. We look forward to seeing you there very soon. But for now, from Korea, goodbye!